Don't ask me how I did it, but I got through all of that to, I guess, find what I was looking for. It's a mine right there. Pretty deep, not gonna get anywhere close to that. And I didn't realize it, but hillside back over there. And it would be, how you say, full. Also standing on top some sort of foundation. Probably a hoist if I had to guess, if this is a shaft. Yeah, it's flooded. And it's really flooded, despite the dry summer that we had. Most of the springs that are on the sides of the gorge aren't doing much this time of year, but this guy is puking water. So, yeah, there was coal mining here. We stumble back down to the river, and 'tis the season for fish. It's kind of surprising. They're all over the place out here. You can kind of see the ripples going on way out there. Someone's pissy that they're trying to get on. But yeah, this is kind of a slow little move parts of the river, and they're just resting to get up. I mean, look at that dude right there. Yeah, he's a big boy. If I had a fishing license, I'd be throwing my line in the water right now, because it's kind of surprising how many there are here. Just almost reminds me of Alaska, just not as many fish. That guy right there, though, oh, there goes a little jack. Yeah, big boys. Ooh. Feisty, too. Trying to cut in on his action. Probably be about as far as I walk for the evening. Little spring getting thrown out of the hillside over there. Big old silver over there. Giant exposed cliff face over there. You know, there is a reason. A very, very good reason. Wolf Bauer called this place a ribbon of wilderness within our midst. 28 miles away from the Space Needle as the crow flies, and yet here I am all by myself. I try to get out of here at a reasonable time, and I look at the hillside, and something's automatically suspicious to me. So I crawl up here, and sure as hell, I find coal. Hole right there, so sketchy to be standing here. But some beautiful shiny bituminous coal. What made Black Diamond so famous is our very good coal. Take a couple pieces home just to get Chris going, because I have enough rocks already. But the reason I crawled up here, besides the coal, is to one, perhaps film me falling into a mine for a keepsake. But two, I noticed over here, yeah, I think at this point I can almost smell them. There's some sort of foundation there. Well, we're doing this kind of backwards. We started down at the river, and now we head back, oops, dropped stuff, to Franklin. Brought to you in part by Black Diamond Historical Society. Black Diamond Historical Society. Come visit us for all your Black Diamond historical needs. Through the blackberry bushes. Always fun. At least there's somewhat of a trail. But it is chest high. And we gotta go over there. Another gunshot. Punched through the massive blackberry bushes into the ivy. And if you're wondering, that's what the cemetery looks like now. Not much to it. Had a nice couple though. Talked to them for a few moments about the area. Always good to harass people when it comes to the history of the area. I like to think that I'm like hiding in a bush waiting for somebody to get by and jump out and scare them with facts.
Nosotros nos fuimos a tomarnos unas fotos ahí.
Te juro que se mira como donde pasan trenes.
Sí, de la...
And we approach a river that runs through the woods. A tripping hazard. More concrete foundations out there. This trail is pretty eroded if you can't tell. Definitely needs some loving. Who does the loving though? Couldn't honestly tell you, but definitely needs it. Hazy afternoon. We get those wildfire smoke out of here. It's getting to be too much. And we arrive at the next foundation, as there are many little signs out here that there was something that happened here. Whether we know it or not, something did happen here. A lot of good, a lot of bad, a lot of stuff for us to reflect on too. Well, that's new. Some sort of shackle or something. Somebody probably accidentally tripped on it or something. Now, compared to the other mine that we found earlier, I've done this before. This is that deep little air shaft. And I like to do this just because it's fun. Likes to freak people out too. So, as they say, wait for the birdie. Creepy as always. Coal car has quickly been graffitied again. And I figured I'd take this opportunity to walk down to the town site, because why not? Still got 30 minutes of sunlight to kill before gotta get out of here. So away we go along the nice flat railroad bed again. You wouldn't know looking at it because of the overgrowth, but believe it or not, there's a mine over there. Now, as you can see, overgrowth of blackberry bushes have obscured it, to say the least. So you might want to say, hey, how do we know that there's a mine there? Well, that guy right there. It's the old base, or bottom, if you will, for the hoist that went up over the top and then dropped down into the shaft so that they could pull coal out of it, bring it back over here into town, back towards Black Diamond in Seattle. Well, as it said, welcome to Franklin, Washington, USA. Of course, you wouldn't know that. If you were just walking through here, you'd just wonder why there's this gravel road that goes through piles and piles of blackberry bushes, but I can promise you, there was once a bustling town here. Especially where we're walking, along the railroad bed, which makes for a really nice, gentle walk, I must say. This kind of would have been the hub and center part of town. And you'll see evidence of it up here on the right. It's kind of been shown again, if you will. There were a bunch of blackberries over it, and they've kind of been depleted, if you will. So this used to be just, you know, height up to your head of just blackberries everywhere, and they've been somewhat dealt with, but there is somewhat of a foundation still here. And like I said, you wouldn't know looking up in the hills, but standing here up on that little perch right there, houses there, houses here, houses there, mines every which way, and a good portion of people made their livelihoods here for many years. And it's still here. Needs a little love and attention, but it's still here. And it never ceases to amaze me, the curiosity that people have for places like this. And, you know, being incorporated so long ago and being effectively lost to general public knowledge, lest you actually do some research into it or something like that. Not many people are just going to come out and stumble along this area. You know, you might be driving by and see Franklin, Washington on a sign, but how many people are actually going to pull over and climb up this area and see what's going on? But I can promise you, this town at one point in time had a general store, a post office, several different churches, ethnic halls, such as the Finnish Hall, Italian Hall, Welsh Hall, all in this area that people gathered in. Would have shown you more of the cemetery, but there's a bunch of people there, didn't want to bug them. But there's headstones still there. There's headstones not there. They're somewhere. And just kind of a friendly little reminder of a different part of the world and different time that we don't exist in. But it did happen. And learning from that is what's important. And keeping those memories alive. I don't remember who said it, but the quote is something along the lines of, you die twice. The first time when you take your last breath, and the second time when the last person in the world thinks about you. And there's been a lot of people that have been forgotten. But this is one of those special places that I try your best not to forget about it, because of how important specifically it is to the Pacific Northwest. So we'll keep preserving, remembering the history, remembering the men that built the Pacific Northwest, and the women. Can't forget about them, because they were just as much part of the story as we are. And we'll keep working at it. On to California, and then whatever else mines come after that. And before long, we'll be doing tours up here again. So one step at a time. But until then, lovely fall evening to be enjoying.